Hey guys, this is God of Politics. Welcome back to a brand new video, but before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, join the Discord that is linked down in the description and check out the website, which is also linked down in the description. But in today's video, I do want to talk about the second and actually final debate that is occurring tomorrow night. Today's date is October 21st. We are now 13 days from the election. The second debate is being hosted tomorrow night, Thursday night, from 9 o'clock to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and it is the final debate, and it's very, very crucial for both sides, really, because this is one of the last opportunities for the race to actually change. If you want to look at where the race stands right now, currently, Joe Biden on the 538 average is leading by 9.9 percentage points. He's cracking 52% of the vote. Trump's only at 42% of the vote here. And you can see that after the last debate, which occurred on September 29th, you can see here on September 29th, Biden's lead was 7.1%. His lead is now 7.1%. So his lead is now 2.8% higher than it was on the first day of the debate. And, I talked a lot about how it may not impact the race and most people wouldn't change their mind. But you can see here that, directly after the debate, Joe Biden's lead did increase. It peaked at around 10.7, I believe, was Joe Biden's greatest lead. He peaked at 52.4% of the vote. But the gist of it is that Joe Biden was actually helped by the last debate. Now, a lot of people were saying, oh, we'll just wait till the conventions, just wait till Labor Day, just wait till the debate, and then the race will tighten. Well, all of these events seem to have helped Joe Biden, and of the events that helped him the most, the debate seems to have helped him the most. You can see here he was around the 6 to 7 point lead for quite a while, pretty much over a month, and then he almost immediately after the debate goes up into the double digits range. He is now at a 9.9% lead, which is his lowest lead since October 8th, but it is still a very comfortable lead regardless. We can see here, many polls are still showing him at double digits, and the polls that show him with the least lead are Harris X, which have him at +4, IBD, which shows him at +3, Rasmussen, which shows him at +3, and you can trust some of those polls. You can trust IBD, TIPP, although they did show a Trump popular vote win in 2016. You can't really trust Rasmussen, you can't really trust Harris X, but the gist of this is that Biden still has a lead. And this debate, we have the second debate coming up. You would probably remember, the second debate was supposed to be held on October 15th in Miami, but the debate commission said they would be holding it virtually, so Trump backed out of the debate saying that it was a waste of time and he wasn't going to do it. So they did cancel that debate. So now we are only going to end up having two debates this cycle, and the second debate is tomorrow. Everyone should watch it. The last one, was not very good. Hopefully this debate is a lot better than the last one. One of the changes that they did make, which is highlighted in the title of this CNN article, is that the debate commission is going to mute candidates during their opponents' initial responses to prevent interruptions. So, the last debate was probably the worst debate, the worst presidential debate I've ever seen, worst presidential debate almost anybody has ever seen. And that was because of the interrupting. And now during the 2-minute responses, which are at the beginning of each topic, there are 6 topics, which I'll talk about in a second. But at the beginning of each topic, the candidate has 2 minutes to respond. And you look at this and you say, well, last time they interrupted it, so this time they're going to mute the microphones of the candidates when they are doing it. Trump said that he doesn't like this. He says that it says still the change to a quick rebuke from Trump campaign communications director Tim Murtaugh, who charged without evidence that the decision from the commission is a quote attempt to provide an advantage to their favored candidate. They are obviously going to make these talking points, but the fact is, they're just endorsing and enforcing the rules that, both candidates have already agreed to. And there are 6 topics. I did see that it lists them here. There's also controversy about them. It says, as in the past, the moderator will apportion roughly equal amounts of time between the two candidates, between the two speakers, over the course of the 90 minutes. Time taken up during any interruptions will be returned to the other candidate. So hopefully they can enforce the rules this time. A lot of people on the right have been saying, well, Trump should just let Biden speak because then that will help Trump. Maybe that strategy is correct. And it also, shows that, this is a very important moment in the election, because you look at the way the race is right now. We're 13 days away from the election at October 21st. We go 13 days ago. We go back to October 8th. Biden's lead was pretty much the same on October 8th, and 13 days later, it's pretty much the same. So 13 days from now, how much different can it really be? Well, in 13 days, really, it can only change a couple points, and, Joe Biden would have to really do something stupid in the debate to lose that big lead he has. The topics that are happening are fighting COVID-19, American families, race in America, climate change, national security, and leadership. It did say there was, some criticism from Trump and Bill Stapp being the campaign manager, saying that they needed more focus on foreign policy, but, that's the way it is. They are going to be doing these topics for the debate. And, again, it's very crucial for Trump. It's much more crucial for Trump than it is for Joe Biden. But what are the things that each candidate needs to emphasize? Well, for Trump, he needs to emphasize the economy, because as unpopular for president he is still popular on the economy. His approval rating on the economy is 51%. His disapproval is 48%. His highest was at around 56%, with a 39% disapproval. That narrowed a lot around the August time. He is now much more popular in the economy. Again, if he can hammer home the idea that, however flawed it may be, if he can hammer home the idea that he's going to be the guy that fixes the economy, he can end up winning this debate, and he can end up tightening the polls. But if you're Joe Biden, you want to focus on Donald Trump and his response to the COVID-19 pandemic, because you look at this, you see that Trump's approval on it is 41%. You look at the beginning of the pandemic back in March, Trump's approval was actually as high as it is on the economy right now. He was at 51% of the public approved of his response to COVID. He's now all the way down at 41%, and it's fallen even lower to what it was before. The lowest it got to, was around in July, and it's got, that was around 38%. But now we have COVID spiking in pretty much most of the country. So if Joe Biden does hit Trump on this a lot, it is going to help Joe Biden. He did do that in the debate. He kept talking about, all the hundreds of thousands, 200-something thousand people, 220,000 people that have died, and that did help Joe Biden, because he was helped by the last debate. And, say Trump has a really good debate, and it helps Trump as much as the last debate helped Joe Biden. When we look at Joe Biden went from 7.1 to 10.1, so a 3-point improvement. If Joe Biden goes now from 9.9, in a 3-point improvement for Trump, it would go down to a 6.9% lead. And with, say, a 2% polling error, that's a 4.9% lead for Joe Biden. Trump could maybe pull off the election in that scenario, but it is still unlikely. And the gist of this is that Trump is going to need something really big to be able to win. And we look at these battleground states here. You see, every single one of these battleground states was a state won by Trump, with the exception of Minnesota. And you look at this and you think Trump's in a very tough position, because he has to win, states like Texas. He's got to win Iowa. He's got to win Ohio. He's got to win these states that are traditionally Republican. He won them very easily in 2016. Now he's looking like he's in trouble in these places. He's got to hold on to Maine's 2nd district. Maybe he can do that by a lean margin. He's got to, win Georgia. He's got to also win Florida. All these must-win states. He's got to win North Carolina. He's also got to win Arizona. At that point, he's at the 259, I guess you could say the 259 firewall, maybe even the 260 firewall. At that point, he needs to pick off a Rust Belt state, but that's a big if, because you look at the polling averages for each of these states. Say he in Pennsylvania tightens it by 3 percentage points. Well, that's a 3.2% polling lead for Joe Biden, and even with the polling errors of 2016, he still loses it. You do the same thing for the state of Michigan, where currently Joe Biden's up 7.9%. You're not going to see Trump be able to win these states. And then you look finally at a state like Wisconsin, when you see a 6.7% lead for Biden. So if Trump is not able to win at least one of these 3 states, he's not going to win the election. There is virtually no path for him to win the election. Even if he wins Arizona, which currently he is not favored in, he's down 3.6%. You can even look at a state like Georgia, where he's down right now. You can even look at a state, like Florida, he's down. You can look at North Carolina, he's also down. You can even look at a state like Iowa. He is losing in Iowa too. So, it's big ifs for him to win all of these states to begin with, and then he's got to pick off one of these other states that he's currently down by more than 6% in the polls in. So it's going to be very difficult for him to do, even if he can tighten this race as much as Joe Biden expanded his lead from the last debate. it's going to be very difficult for him to win. That's why I have Joe Biden favored by so much. Trump can still win it. He still has a path. It's a very narrow path, but it is a path, and this debate is crucial for it. It's one of the last crucial moments of the campaign. If Trump cannot capitalize on it, he will not win this election. But anyway, thank you all for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, join the Discord that is linked down in the description, and check out the website, which is also linked down in the description. But again, guys, thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you guys later.